couple seconds. And cool. And we are live. So today we have with us the very beautiful Stephanie. And Stephanie is our one of our graduates from the coaching program here. Now, we also have with us Coach Kang as well in his very wonderful bedroom. So Stephanie was trained by Coach Kang, and I just want to kind of get Stephanie to share her experiences, kind of, and then celebrate the progress that she's made. But first of all, Steph, please introduce yourself to all those people that will be watching this.
Sure, gladly. So I'm Stephanie. People call me Steph. I don't want to say my age, but I'm nearing my 40s. I work in the media technology space and I have two kids. So life is very, very busy.
Definitely with two kids, and your kids are pretty young, right? I believe.
They're definitely in the active stage. So my son is 9 and my daughter is 5. Lots of
Mm.
chasing around to do.
Gotcha,
Have
gotcha.
to stay active.
Definitely, yeah. And Coach Kang with us, he's been a coach with us for about the past almost 1.5, 2 years already, I think, at this point. He was the one taking you through your journey as well, yeah. So before you even signed up with us, like what were some of the struggles that you were facing, having two kids like this, who were super active and just trying to juggle everything together?
Yeah, definitely. So the reason why I decided to take a change into taking care of my health was one, I am moving into my 40s, and being a woman, you have to start being aware of perimenopause, menopause, the whole shebang when it comes to hormones.
Yeah,
And I wanted to be mentally and physically prepared for when that transition happens. The other thing, as I mentioned, is I have two kids that are 9 and 5. They're extremely active. I was extremely active as a teenager as well. So noticing that I wasn't able to enjoy myself with them and I was getting tired was another push to that.
yeah,
Um, and also, again, with age, there was a lot of physical pain that I was feeling that I had never felt before, specifically like lower back pain. And I wouldn't say chronic, but my knee would give out at times. And I
mm,
felt that, you know what, these are things that I need to tackle. And I don't think I need to tackle them with surgery. What can I do to help improve my physique and my health, basically? So I'd say those were the three main things that I was really thinking about
yeah.
before I started the program.
Yeah, and I guess maybe the big thing is just the functionality of everything. Like being able to keep up with your kids is a big one. Um, and if you used to be really active, it must be quite scary to not be as
Mm,
active as you could have been, right? So for those of you who don't know, Stephanie had some like really amazing progress. She lost 9.1 kilos, I think. Um,
yeah.
yeah, there's like it's more than 10% of her body weight. Like Kang, how much was it of her original body weight? Do you remember?
I
Uh,
cannot
we can say
say.
the numbers. I was starting at 64, and then I
Yeah,
ended at 55. So
yeah.
I
So
think
that's
that was
about
like what,
Yeah,
15?
fifteen
Yeah.
15.
percent. Yeah, definitely about fifteen
Yeah.
percent off. And more importantly than that, right? I think the waist difference was super stark. Like 13 cm off. Like how did that affect you in terms of clothes and stuff? How was the experience?
So I don't want to say that I'm a hoarder, but I've collected a lot of really nice outfits over the years, and um, the whole Mary Kondo phase was kicking in. It's like if things don't fit you, then get rid of it. But I just couldn't do that. So honestly, the clothes were a really big motivation. Being able to fit into my old clothes again, it was definitely nice realizing and paying attention to like, wow, these jeans fit better. But then towards the end of my program, realizing that even the jeans that used to fit better were starting to become more loose. Like I've had to add more hold to my belt buckles just to keep things up. Um, yeah, and I don't really want to go out and buy more clothes, so it's been a lot of alterations with things that I own, which is great. So yeah, it's
Good
been
I mean,
good.
problem
it's
to
a, it's a,
have.
it's a happy problem, I guess.
Good
Yeah.
problem.
Listen,
It's a good
yeah.
problem.
But of course, the tangible differences aside, like those are fantastic stuff, right? But what are some of the the intangible stuff that you've experienced, what's some of the positive things for you that's I think
Uh,
we strive. Yeah.
yeah. I think the biggest shift was developing better habits. Um, Before I joined, I had terrible habits around um, food and procrastination and doom scrolling with my phone. But over the 6 months, it's true. Like, I'll just scroll, scroll, scroll. Oh, inspiration on Instagram with all of these health and fitness instructors, whatever. But replacing that with going to the gym, getting excited about it, and wanting to go to the gym, I think was the biggest mindset shift for me.
Mm.
Um, the other thing is, I honestly think that I've just become happier. It's I don't know if it's because of, the activity of going to the gym and the release of endorphins from exercising, but um, yeah, just being able to control or be more aware of how I'm feeling, I think has also been really helpful. I think another, and it's tangible effect, was cutting down on drinking. I know
Okay.
it could also be intangible, right? So what you're doing and filling up your time with. Um, I think that that's also helped a lot. Just provide a lot more clarity, mental clarity, mental headspace as well. So yeah, it's been a great shift.
Cool. When you talk about the drinking, what were you like? What were the levels of drinking that you're doing before, prior, and then prior to the change?
So I was an extremely social drinker, and I had trouble. It was an overall holistic problem where I wouldn't know what my limits were, and I would chase the high. Um, and drinking socially would be maybe like three times a week, but it would be quite excessive. And then I would wake up the next day and I would feel awful. And
Mm.
obviously, as you're doing the program and thinking about your mental health and what you're eating, it just didn't align anymore. So during the program, I actually did take a 2 month sobriety break from drinking, and
Yeah.
that helped reset, how I look at drinking socially, what my limits were, and really enjoying it in the moment rather than seeking it out. So
So
yeah.
increasing that level of like mindfulness and enjoyment from the drinking process itself, rather than having to
Yeah,
chase quantities just to get a buzz, right?
get the buzz. Yep, yep. It's
Oh,
more about
awesome.
hanging out with friends now. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
It's a good shift.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really completely reset the benchmark for you of like what it means to have a good time.
It has. It really has. It's also reset the benchmark of how I'm giving myself nutrition as well. One of the things that I really appreciate about Kang was how he helped me reframe food. I was an overeater. I would literally like stack my plate up really high with food because my stomach was my eyes were hungry, right?
Yeah.
And um, just being more aware of the nutrition density and the types of meals that I was eating and getting rid of empty nutrients. Like I loved Coca-Cola. Kang has reframed Coke Zero for me, and now I actually prefer that. I don't drink it as often as I used to, but it's not like I'll shun it away as well. So it's a healthy balance of everything. Realizing that you can enjoy everything in moderation,
Yeah.
yeah, and just not take it to excessiveness.
Awesome. I mean, it seems like Kang did such a fantastic job in reframe all these things. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
moving into this, obviously the program that you did was what we call like the premium PT program, which is a combination of both in-person training and also the online support aspects, right? Were there any kind of doubts and uncertainties that you had prior to even signing up, or when you first heard about us proposing it to you?
I wouldn't say I had any doubts. I mean, I went into the program fully like fully acknowledging that I needed someone apart from my husband to tell me what to do. I think it's a level of partnership, right? Where you
Yeah,
typically don't listen to the people that you love the most, and you need someone who you
yeah,
don't know to drill things into you.
yeah.
Um, so I think that I wouldn't say that that was a concern or challenge, but that is what helped me reframe it. I do have to call this out. My husband did when I started the program. He's like, "I told you all of these things." I was like, "Yeah, you did, but you don't have any clout to what you say."
And that's fair. And that's fair because obviously with the people closest to you, you know them so deeply that it just changes the way the authority of some of the things that they might say, right?
It does, it does. I
Yeah,
still love him to bits, but yeah,
for
it's the
sure.
authority and the clout that he has behind it. It's not the same as Kang.
Yeah, that Kang, you have like immense authority and power. Yeah, but I guess maybe speaking of Kang, what's that? What's like some of your best experiences or your biggest takeaways from just training with him, and from the whole program as a whole?
So Kang was really, really approachable. I think when we were doing the in-person trainings, the way that he motivates you to do more
I
or
always
to
guess
push
like her.
yourself. Yeah, it wasn't assertive or aggressive, but it was just like, yeah, you can do it. You've done it like this. Last week you were doing this much, and in the same session you had grown a little bit more. So it was it was really motivating in a gentle way where he enabled me to trust myself and try new things as well. So I really enjoyed that part of it. Had a lot of doubt, but Kang was like, "You can do it. You can do it. Come on, you can do it." So it was great.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's that's really good to hear because I'm not on the ground with Kang all the time, so it's comforting to hear this from clients. When they tell me because I know Kang personally, right? And
Yeah.
us boys being boys, we are just like you know doing boy stuff all the time. So it's nice to hear this gentle side of him. Um, yeah.
A
So
side
I
that
guess
Twin have not seen before.
yeah, it's a side that I guess we've never really seen on our end. But yeah, I guess maybe overall your experience has been like really fantastic. Kind of almost reclaim right your life, turn back the time in that sense. What's like one piece of advice right before we wrap up? What's some piece of advice you give those who are struggling, maybe in the position you were before?
Mm. So I think, and Kang had asked me this question as well because when I had started, he was impressed with how quickly I took to the program, especially with the calorie counting and logging. And I
Mm,
think that that's something that as an individual, if you're coming into the program, you do have to have that personal self discipline, right? As much as your PT is going to be able to motivate you to do more at the gym, there's a lot, and this comes in line with the online coaching part, right? Where
mm,
I myself was very disciplined around those things. I wanted to know about the calories that I was taking in, that I was pushing myself with the weights that I was taking on as well. And if you are going to sign up for a program like that, or like this program with
yeah,
Fit for Life, you do need to have a level of self-discipline to hold yourself accountable as well. It's not going to work if it's just one person putting it all in and you as that person who's receiving it isn't trying to meet halfway. Um, so I think that that's definitely like the biggest piece of advice that I could give, right? And I do believe that if anyone is reaching out to Fit for Life or for those, you've kind of taken that first step already. You know
yeah.
that this is something that you want to commit to. Um, just as you're doing this, stick to the plan, trust yourself, document, and watch those numbers drop.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, the self accountability part. I think you hit the nail on the head there, right? With your results or your own personal results, as much as as us coaches want to see you succeed, we can't really want it more than you, right?
Mm,
We have to have like that both that level playing field of wanting it the same, exactly the same, and then that's kind of where the magic happens.
yeah.
Thank you so much, Steph. It was so good just like having this journey, walking this journey with you, and just having you on as well. So thank you so much for taking the time out here for us.
No worries. This is fun. And I really have to call out Kang for being so inspirational and helping me with this whole journey. There were definitely moments where I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I can do this. Am I putting too much pressure on myself?" And he's like, "Dude, chill. You're going on a holiday, or it's your birthday, or you've got this big event coming up. Give yourself some space and enjoy life. This isn't about, we're not doing 300 here. We're trying
Yeah,
to find that balance." So,
yeah. Okay. Thanks so much, everybody who's watching. So if you have any questions, just leave them down below. But yeah, thanks so much, Steph, for coming on, for sharing your words of wisdom, and thank you so much, Kang, for being here to kind of show the side of you that I think not many, sorry, that many clients actually do see. That's it. I'll see you guys soon. But everybody,
thank
have a
you.
good day. Yeah.